repping Jason Voorhees, and if he was real, this is when I would get a machete right through the face.
I'm leaving. That's it. I'm done with the show now.
Sorry.
It was just the description afterwards.
Sorry.
You know, and it's okay. I mean, it was better than my Ramones.
I'd like Ramones.
Like, I had it good at the beginning. I tried. I want to actually make lyrics for it.
E for effort.
Yeah, at least it was better than last week.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I'm still not over it.
It's okay.
But
it's okay. At least you don't have your blunder on a shirt now.
That's true.
That Figgy shirt is on Teespring right now. You can get it in pink, gray, and white. Get it for this summer for all your activities and represent the Punk Rock Horror Podcast and be the coolest person wherever you are. With that being said, welcome to the Punk Rock Horror Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Cody.
And today, we are here to remind you to, if you're going to donate to homeless shelters this year, include some fresh socks.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going to give you an actual tip. You know, because believe it or not, that's one of the most requested items is socks.
Yep.
So obviously, canned foods and a lot of other things too. And cleanliness things. But a lot of homeless shelters really love socks because a lot of people on downtrodden do need clean socks.
Yeah.
And so that's for you. And that's like, I'm literally trying to be wholesome with this, but I feel like every other word I'm adding in is making it sound sarcastic.
Yeah, you should probably stop.
Just all sincerity.
Just donate socks to homeless shelters. There we go.
Sock it up. That made it bad again.
You make it. I'm gonna flip the table. But yeah,
donate socks.
Just donate socks.
And with that being said, we're it's talked a lot about horror, this week, and I'm glad we did. And this whole month is our big thank you month to all of you for getting us over 1,000 followers on Twitter and just being awesomely supportive. So we have a lot of content coming out this month. Obviously, you've listened to our part 2, hopefully by now, of our two-parter talking about the history and why we love, horror TV shows. Yep. And today, we're not going to actually do movie reviews. We're going to talk about 2 TV shows that are horror-related that we love. We're going to go in the same route of it.
Let's be honest. We're going to talk about more than just the 2.
Yeah, but we're gonna try to mostly focus. I'm gonna focus on the one. I'm going to because
I'm probably gonna split off
because this one's branded on me.
I know. Well, for me, I'm probably gonna talk about like a couple just because like I'm in the middle of several right now, and so I don't want to. And they're all fresh in my mind, and I want to do them a little bit of justice.
Right. No. Fair enough. So. Yeah.
Anyways, before we get into that, let's do what we love and hate.
This
Our
is
love
the
and hate segment.
So if you're new to the show, this is the point where we talk about everything we love and hate, whether it's happened in the past month, week, or even today. We are going to just vent about something we love and hate, and you can comment on it and let us know if you agree or not.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Cody, what is something you love and hate?
So I'm going to start with something I hate, is that right now I'm watching one of our really good friends go through a lot of family trouble right now. And like he's losing a close family member, and also like one of the things that it pisses me off because it happens to me a lot. Like I sympathize with him because it's and I'm sure everyone else does too. But like, there's a couple people in his family that keep promising they're gonna come up and visit him, and then they cancel last minute. And it happens every time, and he gets so pissed off because he takes off work or he's fitting them into his schedule, and and they cancel on the last minute every time, unless it's like recently, they kept saying they were bringing him some stuff that they want to get out of their house that's his.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't have the room right now. Like, I haven't had time to organize stuff. Like, I can't take this right now. Like, he keeps telling me, and he also says, like, it's unfair to his roommates because his roommates have stuff in their garage and stuff like that. And he keeps telling, and he told him, he's like, look, that's really unfair that you're saying that you're only going to come up just to bring this stuff up when I don't have the room.
Yeah.
And so then like, and they said, okay, we understand, but we'll come up still, hang out, and they cancel
Yeah.
And it seems the only time they want to see him or visit him up
it's just to like throw things on him, to get rid of things.
Yeah.
You know, I know who you're talking about too, and
it's like it's
they're really frustrating to deal with as well.
Yeah.
The husband is by the way, if you can't tell, we are speaking in code because we want to protect our friend's privacy and not, you know, because essentially we are kind of like talking about his dirty laundry, but we don't want to attach
him to it because we all go through this kind of stuff. And the thing that pisses me off the most,
but I was gonna say about like his you know, dad in this situation is. Like, that dude pissed me off a lot, too.
And he gets on Oliver, and he's just...
Like, I helped them move, I think it was last summer. I helped
last
them move.
Year.
And, the dude just doesn't know how to back up a trailer or attach anything to a trailer to save his life.
And then if it wasn't his idea or benefit him, he has nothing to do with it, whether it's a better idea or not.
Yeah, the guy's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it pissed him off a lot because, like I said, our friend's going through something really rough right now, and he was looking forward to at least being hanging out with them, and then they cancel last minute again. And it's just like, everyone here, you know, we've all canceled last minute on people, like whether we wanted to or not. Like, you know, things come up and it sucks. But when it's every time, like they've never visited him, unless it's to give him shit they don't want. Unless it benefits them, they haven't visited him, and it sucks, especially at what he's going through right now. So the thing that I hate the most is, you know, because I've done it, I know everyone's done it, but like. Last minute cancellations, man, especially when like there's like hard stuff going on. Don't do that. Like follow through.
Like
follow through on the things that you say.
I could understand if they were someone like in our situations. Like I'll use me as an example, where recently I went through the hassle to make time for certain people in my life, and I'm extremely busy as is. So for me to actually stretch myself out more to fit you in my schedule. Like, sometimes something comes up on my end where I have to cancel last minute or change it around. Yeah, just because with the podcast and
I would say we've had to do that with the podcast, and me and you both have had to change things around with the podcast for work and stuff.
And it will just be something that happens out of our control that we have to accommodate, and it sucks.
But the thing
that makes sense. But these people,
they do it all the time.
Yeah, and I only only one of them works.
Yeah, and so...
You know, they have the time, but they don't...
No, and like I said, unless
it's inconsiderate, and I would even argue to a point, uncompassionate.
Oh, yeah. And
is
honestly...
it un or in?
Incompassionate. Uncompassionate.
Either way, point being.
Yeah. But anyways, like I said, and he tore him to him about it, and like I feel good about it for him because like it is really messed up. So that's what the thing I hate. The thing I love is that it's the downfall of critic sites. Oh my god, I am loving this so much.
Aren't we kind of like a critic site though?
But here's the thing: we're giving our own personal opinions.
Yeah, and
we
know
can't
what?
get
That's
paid off
true.
And stuff like that.
We're kind of not,
and we're not. And like even terrible movies that we know are terrible, we make cases. for
Yeah, that's true. We make cases for it. We only tried once tearing down a movie, and I've taken that episode off our catalog because that went nowhere.
Yeah, and that was terrible on our end, anyways. But like, because like what we do is we find movies that we actually like. Yeah. And we talk about like why we like them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and we don't like find the nitty gritty stuff.
Usually these movies are the ones that are like panned by critics.
Yeah, and so like the thing that and also I think the biggest difference between us and like the critic sites is we're actually fans and passionate about these things.
Yeah,
you know, these horror movies.
Anyways,
but so like for instance, like I love the fact that Rotten Tomatoes is just falling apart because of like all the like review bonds and stuff like that, which by the way, the review bond people that aren't actual critics and stuff like that, y'all are garbage. Like seriously, that's fucking stupid that you haven't even seen a movie and you're trashing it that
careful,
bad.
They might review bomb us.
Good, do it. I'll fucking find who you are and I'll teabag you. But anyways,
or we'll just capitalize
literally find a teabag and just hit you with it. Like,
slap.
Haha, you thought it was sexual, but it's not.
Haha, shame on you,
sicko. See, this is why
y'all need Jesus.
But anyways, like the three movies in question that I'm bringing up are Venom. The critics bombed it, and fans loved the shit out of that movie. I love the shit out of that movie.
Okay.
Then there's Captain Marvel. Yes, I'm talking about that bitchy, stupid fucking movie again. Critics loved it, praised it. Every second of it, they were just so far up Brie Larson's ass.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just using Brie Larson as an example. I know she's actually a really good actress. It's just she was the poster boy.
You're using her as the catalyst.
Yes.
For this.
Nothing against Brie Larson, because honestly, she's a pretty good actress. She should just not a main eventer. She should not be.
She's not the best in action.
Exactly.
She's not the best at action. She's great in her dramatic roles.
She's
fantastic as a dramatic actress.
But Captain Marvel should not be anywhere near the face of Marvel Comics for anything, because she's a terrible character and a terrible everything of Captain Marvel. Everything. Anyways, but critics loved it. Fans hated it. They didn't hate it, but it was very divisive. Everyone could, fans were the ones pointing out and poking the holes in the movie. They're like, critics said this was great, this was stupid. And then, the greatest one of all, in my opinion, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Critics are hating this movie because there's no focus on human drama, and it's focused on monster fights. You're going to Godzilla to watch monster fights.
Yeah,
that's why I'm going.
That's the reason why we loved Pacific
Rim.
Pacific Rim, thank you.
Yep, that's why we love Pacific Rim.
Yep.
Shin Godzilla, yeah, there was a lot of political drama in that, but the monster fights are great. All Godzilla movies. All I want to see in those movies is fucking kaiju battles. That's all you go to a Godzilla movie.
The 2001 with what's his name?
I said kaiju battles, not.
But you said all Godzilla movies.
Okay, that's not even really Godzilla. That's Zilla. There's a difference.
I was gonna say
he's not canon in Godzilla universe. They only bought him just so the
real
Godzilla.
What I was gonna I know that was really funny. I was gonna say it stars the actor that killed a guy.
What?
What's his name? Fucking
actor that killed a guy.
Ferris Bueller's Day.
Oh, Matthew Broderick.
Yeah, he killed a dude.
What?
I'm serious. He killed a dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, everyone forgets about it.
Yeah. I guess reverse Bruce Jenner that shit.
I fucking yeah.
I always take jabs as many jabs as I can at Bruce Jenner, because it is a terrible person.
To be appropriate, she.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, so we're gonna make the record straight here. Cody is not transphobic. He just hates the living shit out of Caitlyn Jenner. Yep. So to any of our fans who are in the trans community, we do apologize if that offended you.
Yeah, I do apologize for stumbling over the correct
terminology and pronouns.
But Caitlyn Jenner is a terrible human being.
Yes, we can agree.
Whether it sex change or not,
we can admit that she did make a good movement within the trans community by coming out and being a leader of that. But we should still hold her sins to her as she killed someone.
She killed someone, got away with it, and got Woman of the Year.
And I guarantee, if me or you killed someone, we would be put under the same scrutiny.
And she also gave birth or helped the birth of the Kardashians.
She didn't help. Well, she did.
Bruce Jenner is
Caitlyn and what's the other sister's name? Jenner. So
I don't remember. Whatever. Anyways,
Laurel.
Yeah. Anyways, terrible person, but.
Tiffany Jenner.
Yes. Going back to what I actually love.
It's the rise of monster movies, right?
It's the new rise of monster movies. We're all seeing the Godzilla King of the Monsters. All the fans who got pre-show who got to watch it and stuff like that were like, this is a Godzilla movie. This is what we wanted. We wanted to see 4 giant monsters just go to town on each other and beat the snot.
Man, they look epic.
Oh my god, I'm so excited about this movie.
Even Rodan looks epic.
Yeah, Rodan, who's literally just a giant pigeon.
It's actually it's a
pterodactyl. But anyways, and Mothra looks amazing.
Actually looks like Moth.
Yeah. So I'm super excited about this movie, and I love the fact that critics are shitting on it just because there's no human as much human interaction and drama that they wanted, and it's fuck you, I'm here to watch monsters. So I don't go to monster truck shows to watch people talk about how they built their monster truck. I'm watching giant monster trucks destroy cars.
Yeah,
that's what we.
You don't go to monster truck shows to look at the sand.
Yep. So that's what I love and hate. Matt, what do you love and hate?
Mine's both horror related. So, what I hate this week is The Nun. It is kind of a laugh of a movie.
I know.
Yeah, The Nun. I finally watched it, and talk about James Wan shit in the bed. But to be fair, I don't know how much creative control he had in it. I think he did produce it, or was it at least an assistant or executive producer on it. And if that's the case, whatever, maybe that explains it. But it was just... Talk about a letdown, dude.
Yeah, because the commercials for it made it look fantastic.
Well, and then The Conjuring 1 and 2 did such a good job of, like, building up, like, the anticipation for it. And it's just, like, I was really let down, man. Its high points is that it does do a good job at, like, explaining where the nun came from, the demon nun. And, like, that story is cool. But everything else in the movie is just... It just doesn't fit that universe. Yeah. It to me, like... And this is, like, a hard... metaphor to make for it, and it's just kind of reaching, but it felt like it was like The Mummy, like Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, fights the nun. Like in certain like scenes, it felt that way. Yeah, like
I still haven't seen it, so
I mean, dude, it's since you share Prime with me, you might as well watch it now because it's free.
Oh, okay, I probably will.
Yeah, just like. I fell asleep during halfway, and I had to pause it and like take a power nap and wake back up just to get through it. Yeah, and like I didn't even do that with my review of Trouble with Them Every Day, and that had a slower pace than The Nun. Yeah. And it's just, dude, it was just it was just talk about wasted potential. Yeah, like, it's really bad. It was just rough, man.
So just to add on to that, just because you talked about James Wan, you know what I really, really, really hope that what he's gonna do, him and Blumhouse. What I really hope that's going to happen would be really cool to see movie-wise. So you remember, seeing that we're talking about TV shows, you know how like Twilight Zone were their own individual stories, and then Supernatural was the monster of the week, you know, like the monster of the episode type thing. But you know, but it was still kind of shared in its own universe. Yeah. But none of the monsters were related. I want the Conjuring universe to just stop being interconnected in a sense, except for like maybe certain things that kind of cross over. But each movie is its own individual ghost. So they had The Nun, you know, like
isn't it the Curse of
Annabelle? Yeah, that is a Conjuring universe. You know, this is why, because of how La Llorona actually did good.
I was legitimately thinking the same thing.
I want them to build just an entire thing that's just each Conjuring universe movie is its own myth. You know, like La Llorona, Baba Yaga, do like all those kind of ghosts in its own movie and their own thing. Like I want that so bad. You know, I want that so bad.
I kind of in the same like line you were thinking. What I was thinking would be really cool is if they did kind of like an MCU of it, but like connected like all the ghosts, and you somehow see them all kind of like culminate in one big movie. Like, I know that's like a really hard stretch to make, because how would you even make that? But like,
it just shows them all in hell. Well, we all got fucked by the Warrens, but the Warrens kind of just
yeah, but then you would actually see like Annabelle like kind of like be the channel for them. Yeah, because like the new Annabelle movie that's coming out. Annabelle Comes Home. That is the plot of it. Of like she is like a channel for all the ghosts. Yeah. But I was thinking is like, what if they brought like a lot of famous ghosts and even maybe brought some from like the Insidious franchise? Yeah. Like I don't know, just something in that realm would be really cool. I think. I don't know, man. It's still like a far stretch of an idea, but
that's just what I want to see. I mostly just want to see like instead of trying to connect them all and like it's a spin-off, like, you know, because the Nun got her own thing because she was a big part in The Conjuring 2 and everyone liked her part in The Conjuring 2, so they ran with it. And it's honestly same thing with Annabelle. Like, she was such a huge part in the first Conjuring, and I know she was her own thing outside of the Warrens. Yeah. And that's the stories they wanted to tell because it was just such a great thing. Right. But like, I want to see more of just like these folk tales and urban legends and stuff like that have their own movie.
Maybe we'll get a good Chupacabra.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it'd be cool if you could have a good Chupacabra movie, redo the Mothman, La Llorona just got hers, Baba Yaga, the Jersey Devil. Like, do all these like cryptids and stuff. It'd be so cool. Oh man, especially with the boom of horror that we're in right now.
It'd be rad.
Like, fuck, that'd be so cool. And who else better to do it than James Wan and Blumhouse? Like,
you can get Eli Roth about that.
Yeah, Eli Roth could be in it. Get Sam Raimi to come back and like, you know, I would love to see Sam Raimi's take on like the Chupacabra or the Jersey
Right.
Devil, like see him do a cryptid movie instead of like the ghost stuff and the demon and the Necronomicon, like demon wise, that he's really good at.
Right.
Take that silliness. I mean, look at Drag Me to Hell. It's kind of like a Baba Yaga tale, you know, with the whole, like in a sense. I know it's not, but it's kind of is like in the sense of like you have your witch gypsy who summons the demon Baba Yaga to hunt down this girl. Like, oh, it'd be so good.
You know, I gotta, you know, before I finish, I'll tell you after I tell you. So the thing I love, speaking of expanding universes, is I saw Brightburn with our friend Brant, and it was actually it was really good. I liked it. It was the perfect tale of like what if Superman did go evil. And people are like, "Oh, so it's Superboy Prime." And I'm like, "Ah, shut up."
It is not Superboy Prime. No. Sorry.
No, I know. This is just so that's a separate thing. You already chose the thing you hate.
I know.
So the thing I love is Brightburn. Like, it was just a really well done what if superheroes are evil kind of like origin movie.
Yeah.
And it, like, there's talks of like sequels for it already, and there's like a mid-credit scene that I actually didn't know there was one, so I didn't stay long enough to see it. But if I knew there was one, I would have stayed. Anyways, it was really good. It was nice to see Elizabeth Banks back in a horror movie, because one of the first roles I ever saw her in was in a horror movie, and I really want to say it was The Unborn, but I know it's not.
Slither.
It's not Slither. Well, yeah, Slither as well. But, no, I guess I should have said like, where she's the villain. The Unborn. She was a villain.
She's not in The Unborn.
No, it wasn't The Unborn. It was one where she was like she was the girlfriend that the dad was dating, and the two sisters were believing that she was there to kill them. I forget what it's called. I can probably look it up really quick. As
I was like, I do not know.
But no, my point being is that it was a really good like horror movie. Like, it wasn't too over the top with like the kid being creepy. Like it really delivered on why the kid was creepy. And I would even give it like a solid 3 out of 5 buckets of gore, which like it was, for the gore that was in there, it was really good. Like, there's it. Kind of I won't make it a spoiler because I won't tell you who it is.
No, don't. Nothing.
No, it doesn't give away
don't
anything.
Care.
I promise.
I want to hear nothing about this movie besides it's good.
I just want to talk about the blood. I'm just talking about the blood because the way they did the blood in the movie.
Don't talk about the scene. Just say how the blood.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, but you keep interrupting.
Because you're saying there's going to be a minor spoiler, but you're not telling who it is. Which means I will figure it out once I see the movie.
And I was saying that I was going to cover it enough so it won't give away anything. Point being is the way they do the blood in this is all CG, but it's good.
Thank you,
sir. God.
Just saying.
Damn.
Just saying.
And by the end of this episode, we'll be friends again. But no, it was. I just really like The Uninvited. That's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, Elizabeth Banks was in The Uninvited, and I really loved her in that movie. No, it was just a really cool movie. It took me back to like when you actually go and actually see a horror movie that you don't know too much about, and it actually just delivers on an experience. Mm-hmm. And it did. It delivered on its experience. I loved it, and I can't recommend any more highly to just see Brightburn. Mm-hmm. Don't let it pass you by. Like, it's definitely worth the investment.
Just saying, James Gunn knows how to do the like quirky superheroes.
Yeah. Well, and the kill counts in there, they're brutal. Like, the first one, it made me not, it's not squeamish, but it just, you know how like you'll see like in movies where they pull off like fingernails, like this isn't what happened, but like you get like that feeling of like, oh
yeah,
like
cringe.
This was cringe. It gave me a really bad cringe feeling because it was like, because you could hear the whole like everything happening.
Oh, I want to see this movie so bad.
So good, dude. It is so good. It is so fucked because it's just like, even if we don't make the Superman comparison, it's like, what if a serial killer had superpowers?
You can't not make the Superman comparison.
But that's what I'm saying.
That would be the story.
I guess you could also say, what if Superman was a serial killer?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just, good. It's just good. It's a good movie. Watch it. Go watch it now before you get a chance.
Sorry, just about Brightburn. Not gonna lie, when I saw the entire trailer, I was like, yeah, it's just evil Superman. I was like, oh, so they're literally making Ultraman and the Justice Syndicate.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be kind of cool.
Well, James Gunn is behind it, so it makes sense.
No, I know, but I was just, like, thinking to myself, like, I thought they were going to do one of those bait and switch where, like, they call it Brightburn, and then all of a sudden it's just, like, the Ultraman movie. I would have been like, oh! Because the movie sounds exactly how Ultraman's Ultraman, not Superboy Prime, you sons of bitches. His whole thing is like, he crash lands, and then his parents, like, they love him at first, but then they start treating him like shit because they're like, oh my god, he has superpowers and stuff like that, and he just, like, turns on them and kills them.
Yeah.
So, like, I want to see it so bad.
To be clear, you're not talking about, like, the Japanese Ultraman, are you?
No.
I was going to say, because that's one that I'm thinking of.
No, Ultraman is the crime syndicate. Sorry, not the Justice Syndicate. The crime syndicate, which is Earth 3's super Justice League, but they're evil.
Oh,
so instead,
okay.
So you have Ultraman, then you have Owlman instead of Batman. The Quickster, Johnny Quick.
Either way.
Yeah.
So the thing I was going to say that was really funny is that when I was having lunch with my parents when they were down the other day when we went to the zoo, we were talking about the Curse of La Llorona, and my mom, in case if nobody knows, we talked about it before, my mom is part Native and Hispanic, and my grandma is like her family originates from Mexico. And as I brought out the name, the Curse of La Llorona, because I don't remember why we were talking about it, we just were. And my mom's like, your grandma told me about this all the time. And I was like, yeah, considering grandma is old school Hispanic, I'm not surprised. And I'm like, of course she did, right? Like,
yeah.
So
shit, the Curse of La Llorona is a great tale. Great. I love that tale.
But I shouldn't say old school, I say old country. That's what I was trying to think. She's like, old country. And I was like, of course you did. Anyways, so, sorry, if someone gets offended by that, it's my grandma. Deal.
It's my family.
Shut up. So, speaking of horror, though, we should talk about our horror TV shows. So, we're going to do this a little differently. We're not, because it's not a full movie, we're just going to kind of talk about the highlights of the series.
Yeah.
And what makes it so worth the investment, as per kind of like the same route of movies, but without having to actually give away spoilers for the reasons why.
Yeah. Okay. You know what's gonna be kind of cool, because I was like thinking about to myself right now about like the shows that we're talking about.
Yeah.
We're talking about, because I am gonna have to talk about two, just because I haven't finished what I'm in, and I've been like bouncing around with these horror shows. We're going to talk about Yours, which is the super over-the-top, slapstick, gory as fuck thing.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to talk about an animated one, that's super, super dark. Then I'm going to talk about one that's extremely soap opera-y.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think we're going to have like 3 versions of TV shows. They're like, here's one for all your gore hounds. Here's one for all you animated.
Because also with these shows,
like,
you can binge them on and off, whereas a movie it's kind of a one shot.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna also talk about like those who like the horror genre, but are wanting to get into the horror genre and stuff like that with minimal scares but good like horror senses. That's gonna be the last one.
Yeah,
I'm excited about it.
Okay, so let's jump into it. I went last week, and it makes sense that I even go first because of all the ones you want to get through. Anyways. Mm-hmm. So,
okay, yours and my first one, we're both going to talk about crap load. Like I say, kind of a shared review, because we both love these shows.
Well, let's jump to it. So, the show that I'm going to strongly recommend out of all the ones, and this really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, is Ash vs. Evil Dead.
What?
So, Ash vs. Evil Dead, talk about the fans getting something that they want, bringing the love of a show back to the forefront. If you don't know what Ash vs. Evil Dead is about, it's created by Ivan Raimi and Sam Raimi and Tom Spezialy, and it stars the glorious man that I wish I could be, Bruce Campbell, Ray Santiago, and Donna DiLorenzo. And it stars our titular hero, Ash, who has spent the last 30 years avoiding responsibility, maturity, and the terrors of the evil dead until a deadite plague threatens to destroy all of mankind, and Ash becomes mankind's only hope once again.
I'm glad you're you and not Bruce Campbell, by the way, because
it.
Bruce Campbell would probably hog all the attention.
Makes sense now, right? Who I strive to be. I mean,
dude, this show's so good.
So, what I love about this show, first and foremost, is that it's a solid 5 out of 5 buckets of gore.
Yeah.
Like, every episode is just packed with classic gore, and it's such a like nod and stays true to the original Evil Dead series.
Yeah, it's super over the top.
Yeah,
and
it's just so good.
Great. You know what I like about the show though a little bit more than the movie?
What?
Is because it was made, for modern day audiences, they can get away with all that blood instead of the movie having to use milk and green goo and stuff to not get the X-rated.
Because things like The Walking Dead made it okay, and Game of Thrones made it okay.
And so I think it's fantastic that Sam Raimi finally gets all the blood that he wanted to use in the original one and stuff. Yeah. And so you could see how much he loves this show.
Oh, dude.
And same with Bruce Campbell, man.
Yeah. Like, it's... Okay, so what we see Ash kind of go through, like Western America. I don't know if it's Western America, but he's, teamed up with...
I think it's East.
Probably East. But he teamed up with 2 cohorts who are played by Ray Santiago and Donna DeLorenzo as Pablo and Kelly, and they...
And Lucy Lawless. Sorry.
You spoiled it.
I'm sorry.
You're getting all mad about me doing it. God.
I was going to sit with my head down. Sorry. Whenever I talk about the show, I'm like, Lucy Lawless.
So what I was going to get to is, like, this is one of those few shows that was made for the fans, that was made by people that love this series. And we see, Ash, Pablo, and Kelly go and figure out how to stop this Deadite invasion. And throughout the entire time, they're being hunted down by Lucy Lawless's character, Ruby, who I won't give away because she plays a huge part in the series. Mm-hmm. So I won't give away where she comes from and everything, but they're being hunted down by her to kind of not do that, to not stop the Deadite invasion. Mm-hmm. And you get to see just Bruce as Ash kind of just go through and be the hero that we grew and love, be the knucklehead, screwhead, groovy guy that we love, and kill bad guys, and it doesn't take itself seriously at all. And that's what I love about it. I mean, one thing that kind of really stuck out to me is that unfortunately the show did get canceled, which I think is a crime against humanity. Yeah. And Dana DeLorenzo actually came out on her, I think it was on her Facebook or Instagram, and you could see that she was so torn that it got canceled. Yeah, because she was thanking all the fans, she was thanking everyone, thank you so much for your support and for making this happen, and she was trying to not break down, because it's this is such an amazing show, because not only is it just on top of it with its effects and the creepy demons and the Deadites all coming alive, but it's just such a great lore to jump into.
It is. And also the thing that I like about the show a lot is that everyone who's in it, you can tell, is just having so much fun with their roles.
Oh yeah.
They love it. They're they're fangirling themselves being in this movie, because you can see especially the first interactions with Pablo and Ash. Yeah. You're oh my god, that dude's legitimately just excited to be in a show with Bruce Campbell. Yeah. And same with when Kelly's around and stuff. Oh my god, in Lucy Lawless's character. Yeah. You can see all of them love this stuff so much.
Well, and also Lucy Lawless and Bruce also shared the screen once before with because he was, I forget his character's name, but he was in Xena. And I forget who he was. But and I feel so bad now. He's gonna be so mad at me and never gonna want to hang out with me. But it's I want to talk more about what happens throughout the show, but I want to avoid spoilers, because if you haven't, I want you to watch this show, Ghouls and Gals. I want you to give it a little love, because the fact of the matter is we're not going to give another season.
And honestly, it's 3 seasons, 30-minute episodes, and it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now, and it's what's great about it is just that you get to see Ash kind of come to terms with his humanity, and you get to see the after effects of the Evil Dead movies. Mm-hmm. Of because it answers a lot of questions of what happens to Ash after Army of Darkness, and it answers those questions, and it's really cool, because it actually, one thing I will tell you that it's kind of spoilerish, is that it takes you to the world of the Deadites. Yeah. In the 3rd season, it does take you there, and it's just spot on. It's perfect, and it's what's so cool about it as well is that they also dive into other lore of cultures. Yeah. Like Pablo's culture, they dive into his, and the what it means to be a bruja. It's really cool, and it's just, I know I keep saying it's really cool and it's really amazing. It's this is me being just a pure fan of something that I've been a fan of for so long that it's affected me in so many ways that it's it's why we do the show. It's why we do the Punk Rock Horror Podcast, to talk about these things before they fade away. And I really think this needs to be seen by any horror fanatic. If you haven't watched it yet or want to watch it again, do it, because it's, these are their 3 seasons and it's worth this investment. It's worth this time, because fact of the matter is it's next thing we're getting is just a video game and then hopefully another movie, and then that's just kind of it. But I do like Sam Raimi's films. He is coming out with Crawl, which is about like crocodiles, and that's going to be rad. But it's just, it's just such a perfect trilogy. It knows exactly who its audience is, and it knows how to entertain its audience. There's been no bad things to say about this show, and if you love Evil Dead, if you love Bruce Campbell, if you love gore, you need to watch this movie. Or not movie, you need to watch this series.
Yeah. Oh, no, I totally agree. It's such a good series.
So,
and I will say, honestly, I think the backlash of them canceling this show, I think that sparked the game to come out. Them to actually legitimately, all right, well, let's actually do the game. Because Bruce Campbell even says, I'm not quite done with Ash yet. He wants to continue being Ash. Not only because that's, the biggest role he's known for, but also, that's the one that gave him his legs as a well-known actor. But, he loves this series so much, and he wants to continue playing Ash until he's, finally done with it. And I think, since he wasn't ready to give up the show, but, he gets the game, and he's been hyping it up. And I just love how much passion Bruce has for this show and what's coming after for the Evil Dead.
And what's also really cool about it is that the action sequences in this aren't, over the top, hand-to-hand combat.
No, they're just super ridiculous.
It's just Ash has his chainsaw and his boomstick, and he's just fuck it, let's just do it, man.
Yeah. Well, I also think is funny is also a lot of the fight scenes. It's what's so funny about him is 9 times out of 10 it's just Ash getting lucky because the Deadeye gets too cocky.
Yeah.
And I love that so much. You could tell it's if he didn't talk that much, he probably would have won.
Right.
And then Ash is chainsaw! Instead of pocket sand, it's a chainsaw.
Take this back, guys.
So yeah.
A few interesting facts about it. So, the Ash vs. Evil Dead was originally meant to be the 4th movie, but due to so much material being written, the makers decided to turn it into a television series instead. If the first season was a movie, it would have been around 5 hours long. Which is
nice.
Damn.
Yeah.
The yellow Oldsmobile Delta 88 that Ash drives is the same make, model, and color used in most of the movies, directed by Sam Raimi. The original car belongs to creator and writer Sam Raimi and was bought new by his father.
That's cool. So this is a sad one, but so it was given approval of a second season 3 days before it premiered on Starz on October 31st, 2015. It just sucks seeing that and then just canceling the third season, even though it still had some good traction.
Yeah. Oh, it had amazing traction.
Yeah.
Sam Raimi originally intended to follow Army of Darkness, which came out in 1992, with a 4th Evil Dead movie. The plan for which was to follow the theatrical and director's cut endings of the film with a film that followed 2 different timelines simultaneously. The concept was eventually abandoned due to its complex nature. So, and the songs that appear in the series soundtrack are all from the 1970s and 1980s and were picked by Sam Raimi and Rob Tapert because they believed they would be songs that Ash listened to back before his first demonic encounter in the cabin and symbolize his lack of growth since that night. With Raimi stating, the music should reflect the last time he was engaged in society and living.
Damn.
So yeah, it's there's these deep nuances to Ash's character and how his mentality is going through with the trauma, finding the Deadites.
Yeah,
and it's really covered well with comedic timing and jokes, and tongue-in-cheek jokes. But you can kind of see, especially on the final episode in season 3, where Ash is kind of knows where his place is in the world, and without giving too much away. It's a bittersweet, somber ending because he essentially...
I still haven't finished it.
Okay, well, he essentially shows that he is Ash.
Yeah.
The reason that we love Ash. He goes off in a great way, and it's just... it's just really just sad to see that it's not continuing as a series. And it's, again, I can't say any more good things about this. Please do not push this off. Watch this movie if you are in the series. Sorry, I'm so used to saying movies.
I know.
Watch the series if you haven't yet. So, Cody, what's yours?
Okay, so the one I'm going to talk about, the one that we both will probably talk a lot about, because I know I just got into it, and I know you watched the shit out of it. But like the animated one, Death Note.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man! Like, okay, so a little backstory on me is that like. So most things that if I know a lot of people love and just watch the crap out of it, especially back in high school, I stayed as far away from that crap as possible. Like, oh my gosh! Like, so when I started getting into anime, because I would watch Toonami and we watched Big O and Dragon Ball Z.
Big O, the Batman of anime.
Yeah, and yeah, basically, and Trigun. And Cowboy Bebop. Well, I remember like a lot of people talked about Death Note, and so I was just like, that kind of sounds kind of cool. But then everyone started talking about Death Note and how pissy they were it only got one season and blah blah. And I was just like, fuck that show, I'm not watching it. And so then a couple months ago, I was like, actually no. When the live action movie came out, I wanted to be that.
There's 3 live action movies.
Okay, the Netflix one.
No, I know.
So I really wanted to be that person to watch it and love the shit out of it and talk nonstop crap about the anime and say how much I love the movie.
Yeah.
I'd never watched the movie, by the way.
I would also say, in your defense, where we went to school, the kids that liked anime, like it so much it kind of made you hate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And so, but then I started watching the actual show. Oh my god, it's good.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. Like,
well, what's it about, though?
Okay, so what it's about, so the synopsis is, an intelligent high school student goes on a secret crusade to eliminate criminals from the world after discovering a notebook capable of killing anyone whose name is written into it. It stars Mamoru Miyano, Brad Swiley, and Vincent Tong. And so basically, I mean, that's the synopsis for the whole show. And then in the whole show, you're following him, and he's killing off all these criminals because he only kills bad people with the book. But then like the police and the FBI start realizing that it's all related. Like all the deaths are related because they all die in the same way, and they're wondering how he's doing this and stuff like that. And so it turns into this giant cat and mouse between Light, who's the main guy, and L, who's the FBI agent that's hunting him down.
Yeah, like the super special detective that has its quirks.
Yeah, and so and it's a really good series, and they do really good with connecting all of it. They put in the horror elements with the demons and the Shinigamis, and like all that stuff. And holy crap, is it good! And it's really fun to watch like this demon who's rooting for Light. Like he wants Light to succeed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he wants him to fail so hard because Light pretty much keeps like proving the demon wrong, like finding the loopholes in the system, and the demon's like, motherfucker! Like you can see like several times in the show, he wants to flip a table so bad, but he can't. Like it is so good. It's like just semi spoiler, but at some point in the show, like you find out that whoever touches the book can see the demon. Yeah. Like whoever touches the Death Note. And it doesn't matter what part of the Death Note. So Light tears a page out of the Death Note, and like the Shinigami that's following him has such an aneurysm about it. Yeah. Like he gets so mad, but he's trying not to show Light. He could just like kind of tell like just by his actions. And Light has someone touch the page who sees the demon and freaks the fuck out on a bus. And like you just see the demon's like, oh, that was smart, Light. You son of a bitch, and there's this other guy's having a heart attack, and like they do so many cool things with that, and it's so good. And so like if you don't like anime very much, I still say go and watch this show. Well, I mean, it's so good.
Well, and the story that we follow really is that we follow Light becoming this self-obsessed, proclaimed like god of a new world that he wants to create. So by doing it, he eventually talk about power corrupting too.
Yeah, like the great thing, the best thing about it, it's the line from The Dark Knight that's used so much. But do you die the hero? Do you live long enough to see yourself become the villain?
Right.
Like, seeing Light slowly break down to become thinking that he's a god.
Yeah.
Like, because, like, you know, he's super smart in the beginning, and you can tell you know, if he didn't find this, he'd be a serial killer.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like...
Narcissistic
how
quality,
narcissistic.
like
and I like that the hero of the show, he's not even really relatable or likable. Like, you want him to succeed because you like his mission, but you don't like him.
Yeah.
Like, especially some of the shit he pulls on the cops. Like,
well, because he starts out just only killing bad people.
Yeah, and then
like going the route of like Dexter.
Yeah, and then so through the show you see him slowly start killing off people who are going to get in his way.
Yeah,
and he still justifies it. And seeing him justify this, and even the demon's kind of like, man, that's fucked up. Like, it's just, it's so good.
Like, bro, we need to talk.
Yeah, and so I haven't finished the series yet. I know a couple other people. I'm not going to spoil it. Anyways, I know, like, a couple spoilers for myself, but, like, honestly, go and watch this series. Like, even if you don't like anime, it's dubbed, right? That's the one where it has English.
It's dubbed and subtitled.
Yeah, on Netflix. Like, the whole series is on there. It's really good.
Well, it's just, like, really enthralling, too. Like, the cat and mouse game between Light and L.
Yeah.
Because both of them are equally intelligent. Both of them are high functioning in that area. Both of them, are perfect opposites of each other.
Yeah.
And
they both sacrifice others to get to where they're going.
And what was smart about it, so, like, a good example is that at some point, L figures out that Light can only kill people what he believes by seeing their face.
Yeah.
So L, eventually, once he's known to be on the investigation unit, covers his face whenever he's in a public area where he knows he's not secure.
Yeah.
So that way he can't actually be connected. So he gets really good at hiding his identity and infuriates the shit out of Light. And it was it was such a simple yet smart thing. Of like the back and forth of them, of like talk, and because I think what was really cool about it is that it's creating this huge universe of like how will these characters interact without being overly powered one or the other, and so like they were so mutually like
it's like
equal,
and it's like such a game of chess.
Yeah, it
like,
really
is because like Light will get like the leg up on L. Yeah. Like in some situations, like super early on, and
it's kind of like reminiscent of like Seven.
Yeah, but like it's super early on, so like Light figures out that that L is onto him, and so to throw L off, he kills a bunch of prisoners in different prisons at different times and in different ways. Yeah, and he's like, "Let's see you figure this shit out, motherfucker." And then like L still does it, but he like gets L so mad that he didn't figure it out sooner. Like stuff like that. It's such a good show, and like it has all the horror elements too, because like. Your heart's pounding the entire time.
Oh man! And when they actually finally meet,
I'm not there yet.
I won't tell you what happens, but talk about like your heart pumping out of your chest. Like, it is such an intense scene because you're like, like, does he have a hidden page in his like pocket that he's just gonna write it? What's gonna happen? Like, that's not a spoiler, but it's just like that's what I would do.
Because it builds you up like throughout. Because he does that at different points in the show.
Yeah,
like he actually tears a page out. Yeah, and so
because one thing, and we can talk about this because it's not a spoiler either. Because one thing that Light figures out that Ryuk, the Shimigami.
Ryuk, that's his name.
Which the Shimigami is the name of the demons. They're
the one following him specifically is named Ryuk.
Yeah. So one thing that Light figures out is that you can specify how someone dies.
Yeah. And so he starts getting really creative with it, just to find out if it's true. Like
whether it's like a heart attack or getting hit by a bus.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the ultimate question of like, what would you do if you had the power of death in your hands?
Yep.
Like, and it's just like...
Oh, I'd go rampant. I'm not going to lie. That'd corrupt me so fast. Like, in the first day, like, half the earth would be dead. Not going to lie. Dude, I'm not going to joke.
I'd probably like, Cody, like, they're allowed to like Captain Marvel.
Nope.
I know we don't like it, but they're allowed to like it. I don't feel like that was reason enough.
Yes, it was.
Anyways. And then you'd be like, Matt, but all of them are rapists.
Yeah, they all raped people.
No, they didn't.
They raped my mind with their positive attitudes towards a terrible movie. That's why they had to go. Anyways, so that's Death Note. Like, definitely give it a watch. It's really, really good. But just a couple
interesting
facts about it. Light Yagami and L are often represented as opposites, even to the point that Light uses a PC and L uses an Apple Macintosh. That is fantastic.
Apple for the win.
PC, motherfucker. Let's see.
So a picture of Light Yagami can actually be seen in an episode of Death Parade, which came out in 2015, which is an anime that is made by some of the same companies that made the anime for Death Note.
Oh, that's cool. Oh my gosh. A live musical was written based on the manga and anime series, coming out to critical acclaim in both Japan and Korea in May 2015. This is recent. Holy shit. Interestingly, the musical was originally written in English, then translated into Japanese. But as of April 2016, no English scripts or sheet music has surfaced. An English demo album was recorded in New York City, featuring Broadway stars Jeremy Jordan as Light and Jared Spector as L, but the show has yet to be officially picked up by Broadway. I want to see this!
L, Misa, Light, and his father are seen in Full Metal Panic, the second raid, E.G. Obu Havun, in 2005. Outside the barbershop for about 3 seconds, L is riding a bicycle right to left, and Misa is on the standing on the right, spying on Light and his father. Talk about crossing universes.
Yeah.
Misa Amane is a pop star whose stage name is Misa Misa. There was a pop star in the 1980s called Lisa Lisa.
No, that's funny.
You'll be here.
Alrighty, so and then real fast, I'm going to talk about one last show before we log off. But I really want to talk about, honestly, something that I'm really surprised wasn't talked about as much when it was around, especially. Hold on, sorry, I spelled that wrong. Especially like in the horror community, because like when this came around, it was around the time when like all the old monster movies were being talked about. But the show that I want to talk about is Penny Dreadful. Like, this is such an underrated show.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion. Like, okay, so what it's about is explorer Sir Malcolm Murray, American gunslinger Ethan Chandler, scientist Victor Frankenstein, and medium Vanessa Ives unite to combat supernatural threats in Victorian London.
I gotta jump on this show too.
Dude, it's good. It's still on Netflix. All of it's on Netflix. It's created by John Logan, and it stars Josh Hartnett, Timothy Dalton, and Eva Green. Like, the casting in this movie is fantastic. And so what I liked about it so much is that, okay, not gonna lie, it is a little soapy. It can get a little soap opera-y and a little like too
right.
And sometimes it can get a little too like dramatic and mythical for its own good.
So like fantastical.
Yeah, fantastical. It can at some points it does get like that a little bit, but the takes on Dracula, on Victor Frankenstein, on the Wolfman, like all those old all those old horror movie monsters, like they do such a good take on them, and it's so good to see like them well-rounded characters. Like Josh Hartnett, spot on, great character, and then Dorian Gray's in this show too. He's really good, and he's such a devil's advocate in this show, and it's fantastic. And like just the interactions with everybody is really, really good, and they build on each characters. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people I feel like Eva Green gets bashed on a lot.
I like Eva Green.
I like her too. I like her a lot. And like, but okay, not gonna lie, I think it's really funny though. She is kind of typecast, where she's this super sexy character who's also very smart and emotionally manipulative. But in every show or every movie I've ever seen her in, one of three things happens. She gets a super creepy smile, or she like, I don't know how she does it, but she like tucks her when she smiles really big.
Yeah.
Like her bottom lip gets sucked up under her teeth, and you just see like all pearly whites.
You're just like, ah.
Yeah, you're like, oh my god. She's topless, or she's smoking.
You know, though, I do think, and, like, hear me out. I'm not saying, like, that's what I like about her, about being, like, topless, like, ooh, yay, boobies. No, I think I like her more in the sense that I do see her as, like, a strong female actress and as a person. Because she... I never read any of her interviews about doing her topless scenes, but every time she's in it, she seems to be really comfortable, and I know for a lot of, like, female actresses... That is hard to do, you know, in our society. I mean, even Emilia Clarke was really against being in nude scenes in Game of Thrones after she did her nude scene. And so
it was because she didn't want to get typecasted. Yeah, like because she was first originally offered, or she was offered to be was supposed to be in 50 Shades of Grey.
Well, and so to make my point though is because I don't want this to get taken the wrong way. Like, I'm not saying you have to be nude, or that if you're not owning nude, then you're not being a woman. That's not what I'm saying at all. I just think for her to be able to be comfortable and own it, and to be comfortable in her own. This is like the same thing we talked about with Aaron way back in episode 3. Yeah, about being like comfortable in your body. I think that's just really awesome, and I think that's kind of like a good role model quality. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying that you have to like be naked and be awesome and it to be respected.
No, and I think everyone understands that. I mean, like, because the best, for instance, part with that, like, go and watch the second Sin City movie, A Dame to Kill For. Yeah. She's topless a lot and has sex a lot in that movie, but she's in charge. Yeah. Like, she uses it to her advantage, and she's in charge in that whole movie, and she's fantastic. Like, I think she's the best part of that, the second movie. Yeah. But anyways, back to the show, Penny Dreadful, they like expand on the lores of these characters and stuff like that, and they do it so good. Like Victor Frankenstein, he makes several monsters. And each one, like, there's one that dies so terribly bad. But it's so good because, like, Victor, he's destroyed by it. Because he finally had his perfect creation. And then the original monster comes back and kills that creation, and it's just, he's so devastated. And all the actors in this just do such a good job with their devastations and just everything. Like, there's several parts where Eva Green gets possessed by different demons, and each demon's different. Like, it's cool. She plays a different character when she's possessed and stuff. But yeah, I say go watch this show. It's really good, and I know it's not for everybody. Not every horror fan is gonna like this show.
But that's why we do this. Is to get you to expand a little bit. You know, open up your mind to these things.
Yeah, because when I first watched it, like, I was going into it, I was like, I'm probably not gonna like this show. I was a little hurt by Hemlock Grove because I loved Hemlock Grove. The first season was great. The second season ended on a wet fart, and the third season's a little slower than I was hoping. But like, when I started watching Penny Dreadful, I haven't finished it yet, but everything I've watched is fantastic. It's so good, and Ethan Hawke is great. Oh God! No, not Ethan Hawke. I'm sorry, Josh Hartnett.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett is fantastic.
Let's say you keep finding reasons for me to watch it.
I know. No, sorry. But yeah, Josh Hartnett is so great. And the twist. One of the twists with his character is really just comes out of nowhere, and you're like, oh snap! Yeah. And it's at the end of the first season.
I might start it tonight. To add in one more though, just because we're running.
We should do a little, just a couple trivia facts.
Sorry.
But yeah, definitely give this a watch. Give it a try, man. Like, I definitely this was very.
There we go. Fix it.
Very, very overlooked, and like, I definitely say give it a shot. Like, it's good. And just a couple, couple trivia things. Penny Dreadful is an old term used during the 19th century to refer to cheap, popular serial literature, and it could be interchangeable with penny blood, penny awful, or penny horrible. It means a story published in weekly parts with the cost of one old penny. The main plot of these stories were typically sensational, focusing on the adventures of detectives, criminals, and supernatural entities.
Oh wow!
So the name was literally like a shot at itself too. Yeah, that's so good. That's so great.
This one right here, as creator John Logan had never written a television series before. He did not produce a speculative script, but instead wrote the first 2 episodes directly. When he had the opportunity to pitch it to Showtime, he also wrote a 40-page Bible, quote-unquote, exploring the characters and story, with the network eventually buying the show.
That's
Talk about
awesome.
Love for a show, man.
Yeah.
Here's my Bible.
That's fantastic.
Praise me.
Yeah, I mean, shit, just off of that alone, should watch the show. And I'm really sad that it only got 3 seasons, but at the same time, I'm actually kind of glad that
I like how we both like picked like horror shows that either were 1 to 3 seasons long.
Yep. Well, I mean, they're great because they're great.
They're fantastic.
And that's all he needed.
They're just so beautiful and amazing and makes my heart
Sarah
warm.
Green stated in an interview that the makeup for Hecate and the other witches' nightcomer forms consists of several different pieces, which take several hours to apply. She stated that the breasts and genital regions are fake and are part of the prosthetic. However, Green forgot the instructions not to drink alcohol before putting on the makeup, as sweating alcohol would negate the adhesive used. Once while shooting in the makeup, her chest piece fell off. That's pretty funny. Sorry, one more. Just because I love Frankenstein. In this show, Dr. Victor Frankenstein likes to quote the romantic poet Percy Bysshe Shelley. Shelley's second wife, Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin Shelley, was the author of the 1818 Gothic novel Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus, from which the characters of Dr. Victor Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster originate. That's awesome. That's fucking history right there. Like, how he quotes the guy who marries Mary Shelley. That is fantastic.
Rad. Last one I'm going to throw out, show, because it's already an hour now episode. I'm strongly suggest is that you guys watch Preacher. I've talked a little bit here on the podcast, but it is probably one of the most unique takes on a religious war, I guess you would say.
Christian war.
Yeah, Christian war. It's actually really good.
Lore. We keep saying
lore. Sorry.
Keep saying war.
They're really close.
I know.
I strongly suggest you check it out. There's a lot of love behind that show as well. Probably one of my favorite scenes is that you get to see our protagonist fight one of the antagonists by trying to choke him out with an intestine. It's so badass of a scene. I want to talk more about it more. We'll have to probably do it another time. And it's just. Please check out Preacher. Please check out Pretty Dreadful. Please check out Death Note. And please check out Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh yeah, yours gets the extra pleases. Whatever.
I mean, come on, dude. It's Evil Dead. It's Evil Dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's Evil Dead. It's Evil Dead.
You know what, Penny Dreadful?
I'm not saying it's not a good show. Fine. Please, watch Penny Dreadful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
God. Some respect. That's all I'm asking for.
ABCs. Oh, wait, that's the wrong respect.
Yeah.
That's the wrong song.
Get out.
Anyways. R-E-S-P-E-C-T. I like how I fucking started singing the ABCs. Like ABC 1, 2, like that's where I went with that.
Michael Jackson.
God damn it. That was such like a hard turn.
Yeah, it was.
I guess they sound similar to me. I don't know.
That's racist.
No, it's not.
Anyways,
it's not like I just said they sound black to me. Like, what? No, I said that they sound similar. How dare you?
How dare you?
And that was figurative racist, so you can't hold that against me. And if I did offend anyone, I am generally sorry. Okay, I really am sorry. Take it for what you will. My bad.
For everything Punk Rock Horror Podcast,
please like us and follow us on Facebook, Punk Rock Horror Podcast. If you want to tell us we're racist, you can do that on our Twitter @officialprhp.
Or on our Instagram, Punk Rock Horror Podcast Official. Hashtag PRHP Podcast. Please check out all our merch at Teespring. Those will be the link to that will be in the
episode notes below. And also, please consider becoming a patron today, supporting the show. We have amazing rewards for all of you ghouls and gals. And thank you again for supporting us. Thank you again for getting us past 1,000 followers on Twitter. And thank you for helping us grow. It means so much to us. And you guys literally make us so happy. We love doing this show for you. Every other week, we love coming out with these episodes for you. We love doing this for you guys. So if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this. So thank you so much. Please continue sharing us with your family and friends. And with that being said, podcast over.
Podcast over.
Bye.
Bye.